So hi everyone, this is Jessica from the Achievement Squad coming at you with Woven Level 2, The Caves. So as part of this video, there is a full spoiler warning in effect, and I will be walking you through the entire chapter, showing you where to find all of the patterns, blueprints, caves, and memories. All of these are linked to trophies and achievements that you will find in the game. So we're right at the very beginning here. The first thing you want to do is you want to exit the cave, and let's get this show on the road.
With their trip having taken so long, it was a good thing this place was lively and alluring, filled with birds of all kinds of colour and song. Glitch wanted to find something to distract Stuffy with, something assuring. Knowing Stuffy, that shouldn't be hard.
Okay, so once your first cutscene is over, you want to take a right and you want to wander down the hill. So have a good old stroll all the way down. Once you reach the bottom, you'll come across the first blueprint of the game. So for those of you who haven't watched the previous video, you walk up to one of these devices. It is a Guitar Hero style minigame. The idea is you've got to line up the little pointers on the right hand side using the buttons to the dots on the screen. So they'll move up and down when you click, and then it will tap when a yellow dot goes underneath the pointer. Hit as many of the yellow dots as you can and you will unlock your first blueprint, which is blueprint 1 of 5 for the caves level. Hey, once you're done with your blueprint, you want to follow the shoreline around and you'll come across a sewing machine. You want to hop into the sewing machine, so push left trigger and up to get glitch to plug in. Once you've loaded in, you are going to make some slight adjustments. You want to change your feet to the feet that are at the bottom that come with the aardvark. So select those and equip those. Once you've got them, you want to head down to the very end of the shoreline and you'll see a droopy looking sad flower. What you want to do is you want to stomp in front of the flower. This will cause the flower to open up. Hold down your left trigger and click on the magnifying glass to scan and collect your first pattern in the game, which is Ash. This is one of 30 of these collectibles for this chapter. Once you've done with that, you want to start to make your way back up the hill. And once you go past the entrance of where you came in, just behind one of the trees there, you will find pattern number 2 of the level.
There's something mysterious.
Okay, so once you have that pattern, you want to continue further up this path. As you come up this path on the left hand side, you will spot another flower. Once you see that flower, you want to make your way over to it, stomp in front of it and give it another scan. This will be the third pattern of this level.
Without violating the laws of both gravity and motion. Perhaps one of those birds could be persuaded to carry Stuffy across the ocean. Oh well, worth a try.
And once you have that collectible, you want to cross over the bridge that is just in the middle. You'll see some trees just in front of you. Now you'll see a very well hidden cave to your left. Look to the left, you can actually walk past this, it's quite missable. Walk on the inside, hold down your left trigger and then select the item on the left to light up the cave, getting you the first cave of the level. Once you've done this one, you want to head up the hill, and when you're at the top of the hill, you will come across a pond. You'll see a duck that is swimming around. Stand by the tree and you want to stomp your foot. You'll see an acorn will fall off of the tree, and when you shout at the duck, it'll actually dip under the water and pick up whatever's underneath on the bottom of the lake. So when the duck swims in front of you, you want to shout at it. It will go down under the water, it will throw out the acorn, and you want to scan that one for the next pattern. Okay, so once you've got Meaty, you want to head just to the right a little bit, where you see this raised ledge out of the ground. Follow this down to the end of the peninsula and you will find another pattern in the floor. You want to scan this one and this will be the next collectible for this game, Violet, pattern number 5 out of 30. You want to follow the ledge around and you want to start making your way kind of up. Don't follow what I do here, I just decided to walk into a tree for some reason. But you want to just kind of walk around a little bit where you came from, and then you want to make your way over to the tree next to the sewing machine, and you'll find the next scannable plant of the level. Okay, so once you've got that one, you want to head over the bridge. Once you get to the end of the bridge, as opposed to going to the left, which is the path forward, go to the right and follow the ledge around, and you will find another scannable pattern which is in the floor.
If he were that free, he'd simply lift to the sky.
Once you have this one, you want to backtrack just to where they came across the bridge, and you see these red trees in front of you, and you can already see it already is the next scannable plant. Stomp and scan the plant for the next pattern.
It's a lot breezier here.
Okay, so when you're up into the next area, the first thing you want to do is you want to walk forward and you want to take a left. When you go to the left, you will see a cutscene with some bugs chopping up a tree.
What were those objects? Those were metal insects. Like Glitch? No, not like Glitch. Eating the tree, undoing the stitch. Moths with wings of steel, so uncanny, so unreal, with eyes of threatening red. Why would they do that? There was nothing they could do right now, but ponder why this was happening and how.
Once that cutscene is over, just look to your left. You will see a gap between these two rocks. Go through it and you will find a patch embedded into the wall. Once you've done this, you want to backtrack into the main area. And once you're walking through that main area, you will spot a cave that is straight in front of you. You'll want to go into this cave, and on the wall of this cave you will find the next pattern which you can scan.
Amazing, isn't it?
Okay, so once you've bagged yourself pattern number 10 out of 30, exit the cave. Don't go to the left. You actually want to go straight ahead of you. So once you go up the top of this hill, on the right hand side you will spot a sewing machine. Hop into that sewing machine and you want to change your legs to the jumping legs. So for this one we select the deer. Once you've selected the deer, click on the legs at the bottom just to turn them over, and this will make Stuffy look fabulous. Once you've done that, exit the machine. In front of you will see a button, and you want to go to the right of that button to initiate a cutscene.
Glitch saw that Stuffy wanted to test its clumsy self against the bird, and protested, "It can fly, we'll never reach that high. I fear that would be absurd." A shout would start the test, and give Stuffy a chance to prove they could reach the crane's nest.
And once that cutscene's over, you want to hop on up, and you want to make your way to the end, and you're going to startle the birds in the nest by shouting at them. This will trigger Mother Crane to come across. Okay, now so you're on a very tight timer. What you want to do is you want to head back down, so walk back over to the edge here, jump down, and you want to make your way back to the cave where you scanned the colour Bright earlier, the pattern Bright. You want to make your way into that cave, and you're going to want to follow it around until you reach a series of jumps. You need to take those series of jumps across to the crane's nest. Now you're on a timer here, so you can fail, which means if you do mess this up, you have to go all the way back up and shout at the birds again. But follow the path I take. This will make sure that you get to the end of the area. And once you hit the bird's nest, you'll be able to scan the acorn in there to get the color pattern carmine.
Such mysterious shapes fill this land.
And once you've done that, you have the fun job of backtracking down to the cave. So once you've done that, follow what I do and make your way all the way back to where you started.
The sights are beautiful.
Now as you exit this cave, you want to go back up to the sewing machine. Once you reach the sewing machine, you're going to want to equip the legs that you can use to stomp the ground. So head into the sewing machine, or jump on the spot like I do, whatever makes you happy. Click on the aardvark and select the feet at the bottom to change them over, and then exit the machine. Once you've done that, we need to go back towards the cave, but this time we're going to go to the right of the cave and not inside it. And you're going to make your way up the slope, and you'll see this yellow tree in front of you, and we need to use this tree to lure an aphid away from a gate. So stand by the tree, hit the right trigger, stomp on your foot, and you'll see a ball fall out, and the aphid will pick that up and take it back to a contraption that opens up a door nearby. Now in this case, you don't actually need to use the door that the aphid opens, because it just doesn't take you anywhere, but it is useful in the later puzzles of the level. So make your way over to the cave in front of you, and you want to head through this cave and out to the right hand side. Once you exit this cave, take a sharp right and you will find the first memory collectible of the game.
They needed only to ask. A better question would be, did you see that rock slide out of the way? First there was the song, then there was the crash. A heart, a mind, more of his kind, carried away. Away from the moon, over wild green, crossing the blue, above trees of red, red mountains ahead. Then the song died. Ending his ride, he fell to sleep forever, until he was found to start this endeavor. He had been here before, briefly. They were retracing his flight. Amazing.
Now once you've done that, you want to go past the cave. Now as opposed to going up the hill, you want to go down the hill. So take a right and make your way all the way down to the end, and in front of you you're going to see the second blueprint machine in the level. So make your way over, plug glitch into the machine itself, and perform the Guitar Hero style minigame again. Now this blueprint is for a cat, and this actually gives you a new skill. It gives you some claws which allow you to interact with things like buttons and stuff that you will find in the world. Now once you've picked up that blueprint, so blueprint 2 out of 5, behind the back right pillar just here, you will find another scannable pattern for pattern number 12 out of 30. And once you've done that, you want to make your way back up the hill. Don't go back inside the cave, but you want to go up the path that takes you to the very top. So backtrack. When you get near the cave, don't enter it, but take the path to the right to the top, and you will find another sewing machine here. Now you're going to want to enter this sewing machine, so plug in glitch, and you want to select the cat this time. So pick the cat, and then you want to pick one of the arms, it doesn't matter which, and you want to click on it. And this will change his hand to a cat claw, as you can see. Exit this particular sewing machine, and once you've done that, you want to take a left, and you want to cross over the bridge that is in front of you. So to the left of this waterfall here, make your way down. As you get down to the bottom, you will find as you eventually get down to the bottom, unlike I do, you will find a switch that you can click. So hop onto the ledge, hit the switch, and it will take you down to the next level. And you want to follow the path round as far as you can.
Blueprints found in the meadows made Stuffy, well, a bit of a clutch. A new shape was needed. These cliffs were mystifying, but what did it all mean? Moths gnawing on wool, aphids gathering yarn, and all those sliding rocks they encountered in between. Glitch cursed at the fact that his memory was in tatters, for surely they once held the key to the heart of these matters. Glitch still hadn't thought of a way to get Stuffy across the sea, where he knew, somehow, that his answers would be. Walking these cliffs.
Okay, so as you reach the top of this area, you will come across a sewing machine. Just to the right of that sewing machine, you'll find a door that you can push. So using the hand, push the door open and enter the room. You'll see an aphid with a machine for opening the door again. On the right hand side, you will find a yellow tree. Stomp your foot in front of that tree, causing the yellow ball to fall down. Backtrack over to where the aphid's machine is, and you want to wait by the aphid's machine, and they will open the door eventually. Here, once you've got that door open, make your way up to the top and you will find memory number 2. Plug in glitch and listen to what you can learn.
These cliffs had changed. Deemed too dangerous for Stuffy's kind, yet something had happened while Glitch was blind. Somehow they came. What was their aim? Was it fear that led them and metal they fled them? They lived in the caves, walking the ways. Did they still hide here?
Once you have this memory, you now need to backtrack to the sewing machine from earlier. So walk down to the doors and you want to push the buttons to open up and make your way out to the sewing machine. Okay, so once you've exited that area, you want to continue forward. You'll come to this little area where you've got a slope kind of heading down to the right. So go around your fancy pink trees and start making your way down. And then as you're going down, don't go all the way down. Take a left just here and you'll find a very well camouflaged pattern on the wall which you will need to scan. Okay, so now we're going to come up to a little bit of a puzzle. As you come down to the hill, you're going to see this mole guy just here. Now you need to keep chasing after him. You're on a timer here and you need to go fast as you can. So scare off the mole, he'll fall down the hole, and then you'll see pop out down here, and you need to push your way down, go quickly, scare him again, and he'll keep popping up on these little holes all the way down. So just keep moving, just so he doesn't spawn back at the top. Just chase him all the way down to the bottom, and when you reach the bottom, he'll actually throw out an acorn for you to scan and get another pattern. Okay, now that you have this pattern, we need to continue on the main path. So we're at 14 out of 30. So you want to kind of push forward. So follow this pathway around the cliffside. And as you come around the cliffside, you will eventually encounter another closed flower. Once you hit that flower, you want to stomp in front of it and it will open up for you to scan and get another pattern.
A shadow was falling on this land, even here. Machines were everywhere, moved by unknown motives, coal and gear. Now some of them knitted or held information, showing no avarice, but others behaved strangely, and some even seemed dangerous. The bigger picture remained.
Now don't just go up the hill just yet all the way. You want to actually stick to the right hand side here. There's a little bit of a camouflaged ledge that you can't quite see. And at the end of this collector ledge, you're going to find the next memory collectible of the level. So once you head over to it, plug in glitch, and I believe that is collectible number 3 out of 5 for the memories.
That is part of the song. Singing harmony so artfully, together they are strong. Every gear in the clock is a part of the flock. All machines that thrive play a part in the hive, serving one function, but without the refrain, not in conjunction. Things, a lot of things, were not as they should be.
Okay, so once you've got that memory, you want to backtrack a little bit and you want to make your way upwards, and you're going to eventually hit a cave with a cutscene involving some frogs and fireflies.
A mysterious gleam came towards them, and much to their surprise, a peculiar shaped mushroom attracted tiny fireflies. They could be prompted to give quite the show, for Glitch's light could make the mushrooms glow.
Okay, so once you have that cutscene, actually make your way over to the frog to begin with, just so you don't miss this. Scan the frog and you will pick up the daisy pattern. Now you need to solve the puzzle that involves the fireflies. Now make your way back to the fireflies and do this whilst looking at the frog because it's easier. But point Glitch's light onto the mushroom to make it glow, and the fireflies will move across. And you need to do this from mushroom till you bring the fireflies in front of the frog, allowing him to move out of the way. Once you pass the frog, you want to follow the pathway up to the very top of the level. Once you're at the top, you'll see on your right hand side a blueprint machine which you can't quite reach yet, but keep going all the way up and you'll eventually reach a sewing machine. But to your right you will see a switch on the door that you need to hit. Once you go through that door, you will see a pile of rocks on the left hand side. You want to make your way between those rocks and you will find a patch for you to scan on the floor.
Another insect stood idle, patiently waiting for its woolen ball. One could wonder what they...
Once you have the candy pattern, you want to go past the yellow tree that you see in the middle, and you'll continue over to the top left hand corner. You'll see another droopy flower that needs to be stomped awake and scanned again. Now once you've done this, you want to make your way over to the yellow tree, and when you stand by the yellow tree you want to stomp your foot to cause the wool to fall down. Make your way over to the red tree and you want to do the same thing again. So what actually happens here is that this aphid will put the yellow ball into this system and it will open the door. He'll then actually grab the red ball, but this will actually get then rejected by the system he plugs it into, and it will throw it over the wall, passing it to the aphid that can put it into the red system to open the red door. Okay, so once you're through the doors, we're going to go grab the second cave of the level. So you want to head all the way down as far as you can. Now you don't want to quite go over to the puzzle that is on the right hand side, but just keep heading down. You'll see the blueprint machine, which you can't quite reach yet. Hang a very sharp left, and behind this rock there is a very well hidden cave. Head inside that cave and light it up using Glitch's bulb. So once you're done here, you want to make your way over to these kind of red switches on the floor. We're going to ignore them for the time being, and we're going to go across them. Follow the water all the way around, and you'll find another patch that you can scan on the floor to get a pattern that we'll use with the snake later on. This is called Hillside Fashion, I think.
Oh, I'll have a sip of water while you figure this one out.
Okay, now that we have this one, you want to make your way around to these switches. Now these switches will raise and lower the ledges that you will see in the middle. The switches correlate to the actual column itself. When you stomp on one of those switches, it will raise it up by 2, and the one that is next to it will be lowered by 1. So as you can see here, when I stomp on the middle one, it raises the middle ledge up by 2 levels. And then when you stomp on the one on the left here, it raises this one up by 2 and lowers the other by 1. Now the aim here is to get the ledges in line with the blueprint machine. So just eventually keep stomping around, and if you copy what I do and use the pattern, you will eventually get all of the ledges in line, allowing you to cross to get to the blueprint. Okay, so once you've beaten the puzzle, you want to go up the hill, take a left, and you want to make your way across to the mini game for getting blueprint number 3 out of 5 for this level.
Careful where you step now.
Okay, so once you have your blueprint, you want to make your way up the hill, and when you reach to the top of the hill, you want to take a right this time, and you want to follow this ledge all the way up to the very top, and once you get to the top, there will be a gondola, can't say it properly, that will take you across to the other side. So hop in, and you'll notice that Stuffy actually rides with this door open on this thing because he is an absolute madman.
Suddenly unlocking, a simple rock revealed that here a metal cart had been concealed. Although out of place, it did not seem very dangerous, and using it might prove to be advantageous. The cart carried them through the sky, fast and free, but also illustrated it wasn't all as it pretended to be. This machinery had been...
Okay, so once you've landed on the other side, you want to hop out,
the metal insects,
and you want to take a bit of a right this time. So once you're out, behind these red trees to your left, you will find the purple pattern that you can scan, called lollipop, or pink in this case. To the right of that, there's a cave which you want to head into, and head down to the bottom of the cave, and you will find blueprint machine number 4.
Careful where you step now.
Now once you have this blueprint, it's time to return to the top again. So enter the cave. You want to make your way up. As you get up to the top, you're going to go past the carriage that you took across again, and you're going to go into the cave that is actually to the left of it this time. Now as you go past it, you'll look up and you will see a blue patch on the ceiling. Scan this blue patch for the next collectible, and once you've done that, you want to continue on through the cave that is just in front of you.
At one point, Glitch had known more about all this. The caves with stuffy paintings told him a little, but little good. Memory machines gave him visions, but those he barely understood.
Okay, so now coming to an area where it's going to start to get interesting. So continue on up the hill and you'll find these red trees. You want to take a left and you want to go past these red trees. Now you'll see an acorn just in front of the hole just here. But what you want to do is don't go near this acorn. Stomp on the floor by this red tree. Go around the acorn with some distance. Now to your left you will see another hole that is similar to that. The aphid is going to go past the hole and cause the mole to move his acorn to this side, and you want to scan it whilst you have the opportunity, and this will give you the topaz pattern. Once you've done that, you'll see that the aphid is now coming across the field to drop his ball of wool into his door trigger. Once he opens that up, you'll be able to go inside, and once you're inside you will find another flower that can be scanned. Okay, so once you have your flower, you want to hop into this sewing machine here, and we're going to jazz up Stuffy a little bit. So once he's in, you're going to want to click on the cat, and you want to mix his legs up to make him jump a little bit. And we're going to make a bit of a switch on his pattern. So we want to go over to the other section, and you want to pick on Hilly Fashion, and you want to apply that to all squares on Stuffy, and turn into a purple colour. Once you've done that, you can exit the room. So walk over to the door, you want to give it a bit of a polite push. This will open the door, allowing you to get out. You want to continue forward a little bit. So you want to keep going across to where you see the sand just in front of you. Just by that sand, you'll see some bamboo. And between that bamboo, there's actually a little ledge you can jump down. So just here to the right, I walked past it by accident. Stand on that little square and you want to hop down to the bottom, and you'll see from here anyway there is a sassy snake at the bottom. Head over to that snake and he'll let you pass.
Right, such fun. But you did well, and now we're done. Ridiculous creature.
So once you pass the snake, you will find memory number 4 out of 5, I believe, for this level.
All insects are devised to be specialized, to perform one single task, lurking beneath a woolen mask, working together bound by a tether, towards an objective, as a collective. Okay, but to what objective?
Once you're done with that, you want to make your way back up, and things are starting to get a little bit more action-packed in the game now. You want to backtrack all the way up to the sewing machine, and you're going to want to grab not the jumping legs, but to get the stomping legs. So head up, hop up, take a left, and then you want to use the sewing machine to change the feet.
Oh, to be a bird and simply fly away.
Once you've done that, you want to make your way back up to the sandy area, where you hop down through the bamboo, and you want to continue across the sand. And you want to follow the pathway around, and you're going to see a cutscene.
What was that? Behind the rocks, an immense eagle fought off a spider made of metal. It had the eagle cornered, forcing it to battle. The spider from Glitch's visions. Stuffy, run! But Stuffy wouldn't run. They had to make a stand. Glitch could think of something smart, and Stuffy could lend a hand.
Okay, so once you understand the hostage scenario, make your way up the hill, and as you get to the top of the hill, you'll see some brown rocks. Go across the brown rocks, and then you'll see one at the top. You need to push that brown rock to ward off the spider.
The spider scurried off. For now, the coast was clear, and the eagle left them behind, now that it was released from its fear. They had worked together and helped the bird in its plight.
Once you've done that, you can now proceed into the area, and to your left, where the seagull was chilling, you will find a item to scan called raspberry.
What a tough bunch.
So once you pick this one up, you want to turn around and you want to exit the area, so kind of where the spider scarpered off. Go around these rocks and then hang a right, and you'll see a slope going down. At the bottom of the slope, you're going to find the plant. Stomp and scan the plant.
I am amazed by some of these colors.
Once you've done this, you want to make your way back up to the top, take a right, and you need to scan the peacock. The peacock will give you the pattern called jeans. And once you have this one, you want to make your way to the rope that you see hanging across the trees, and you will find another gondola that you can ride across to the other side. Once you get out on the other side, you will find another blueprint machine that you can interact with. Okay, so if you've been following along, you will actually realise that this is the 5th of the Blueprint collectibles in the level, so this will bag you the achievement for finding all of the blueprints in chapter 2. Shortly after that you've finished this one, you will see just to your right there is another patch in the floor which you can scan. So once you've netted yourself the Blueprint Salvager achievement, you will see the patch literally just straight on the floor to your right. You really cannot miss it. Scan that one. Once you've scanned this one, we are going to get the final cave in the level. So I apologise for the dodgy cut here. I actually got a bit lost trying to find it or remember where the cave was. So once you're done with your patch, you can see it just literally in the bottom right hand corner here. Very well camouflaged into the wall. Walk backwards and you can see this very invisible slope. And you want to head down, and once you enter that cave you want to light it up. Once you're done in that cave, you want to start making your way back up to the top. As you reach the top, you will come across a plant, which you'll need to stomp and scan for another pattern. Once you've done that, you continue up a little bit and you'll come across a sewing machine. And we're going to need to change the patterns.
Alert here. Stuffy should not be seen. Blending in with the surroundings might fool the machine.
Okay, so once you've had the cutscene, hop onto the machine and you want to switch over to the pattern section and you want to apply something called Sheriff, and you want to apply it to every square on Stuffy. Once you've done that, that will allow you to take the path on the left of the spider, and you want to follow that path around until you come to another plant you can stomp and scan. So once you've covered all squares, and it must be all squares, exit the machine and follow that path around to the left. If you go to the right, he will catch you and he will throw you in jail.
Stuffy to stay out of sight. His current guise might be just right.
Okay, so once you reach this plant is actually going to help you move forward in the game. So stomp and scan, and you'll receive a new pattern from this plant, and that pattern is called Waldo. So you want to backtrack, you want to go back to the sewing machine, and you want to apply the pattern called Glen. So head back, apply the pattern called Glen, and you're going to take the path on the right this time.
The ocean always calms me down.
Now as you follow this path down, you'll come across another sewing machine, and you're going to need to switch to the pattern Waldo. So once you hop onto this one, switch to Waldo, and you're going to need to make a very quick jump from the Glen pattern to the Waldo one. You cannot stay there for too long because the spider will catch you. So apply the pattern to all squares as before. The one thing I will say is at this end of this section, there is the end of the level. There is a point of no return, so do not walk on the sand, as there are 2 more collectibles left to get in this level for your last achievements and trophies. Okay, so as you make your way into the section, don't go on the sand like I said earlier, take a left and you will find another patch that you can scan. Scan this patch and you will bag yourself the achievement for finding all of the patterns. So it's the achievement and trophy for finding all of the patterns in chapter 2. Once you've done that, you want to turn around and you want to make your way down to the other side. Again, not going onto the sand. And you will find a switch and a lift that is hidden behind this grey rock that is directly in front of you. Once you've done that, make your way down to the bottom and you will find a memory which is behind the rock, which you just go around the rock and you will find it just on the floor. Plug in glitch to get the memory number 5 of this level and unlocking the achievement for finding all of the memories in this level.
Machines organize, color to color, fabric to fabric. They're drawn to life, sorting strife. It spelled demise, wool was chaos, stuffies were life. Without song, it would go wrong. Color to color and wool to core. What once thrived lived lives no more. But no, what had happened to those of Stuffy's kind? Had they fled?
So once you've done that, it's time for you to exit this level. So hit the switch. You now have every collectible and every achievement that is possible for this level. Ride it back up. You want to head straight in front of you, but once you hit the right, take a right and go onto the sand, and you will find that this is the end of the level. I've been Drastic Ed from the Achievement Squad. Stay tuned for Chapter 3 soon. Happy hunting.
That red, menacing look. The spider came their way, staring at Stuffy like he was a woolen buffet. Stuffy had to run like a fool. The spider was after his stuffing, after his wool. Now move, both of you! And away they were, lifted up by wings of wool into the sunset, away from the hills, away from the threat. As if guided by some instinct, the eagle took them far from the shore and over the ocean, as if it had flown like this before. The eagle flew towards the horizon above the deep blue sea, giving Stuffy the sensation of flying, weightless and feeling free.